Let me show you on the map the new route to the Border Route Trail. Brings you right in the heart, in the middle of the Border Route Trail. You come up the Gunflint Trail and it's off the Hungry Jack Lake Road, and there's a parking spot right there. So this is where we'll be parking. And you can go clockwise or counterclockwise on this new Border Route Trail route. We're going to be going clockwise, and we come up here to the Moss Lake Trail, and we'll take Moss Lake Trail this way, and we'll come up to South Lake Trail, and then we'll head north. We'll probably have lunch at this campsite and continue up north to the Border Route Trail. Then we'll head right, which is east, and there's a vista there, and there's a spur trail that comes south to Partridge Lake, and this is where we'll be camping the first night. And then we'll get up in the morning and come up to the Border Route Trail again off that spur trail. There's 4 vistas here that are supposed to be beautiful. They're supposed to be, they consider them the best vistas in the Midwest. So we'll come up there and check those out. Come down there, there's another vista overlooking this lake that was made by beavers. And come down this hill to the Stairway Portage, and then there's a Stairway Portage Falls that we'll be exploring, and then we'll come on the Caribou Rock Trail, and we'll head south on that, and then we'll spend our last night on Moss Lake on this campsite there, and we'll get up early and come right out to the parking space again. Hey guys, we're back up here in the Boundary Waters canoe area. Man, it's been, I think, Greg, we've been up here, Runner, we've been up here over 40 years. Started off with canoes with big Duluth packs, and we'd portage from lake to lake, and then about 10 years ago we started with kayaks and you know, smaller packs, and we would bungee them on the back. But this year on this trip we are not taking boats, but we are taking boots. This year we're going to do our backpacking with a hammock. We're coming up to the Border Route Trail. It's a new loop system that they just put in, I think it was last year. And it's May 28th. We're going to be in for 4 days and 3 nights. And with me I got Runner there. And this is a view of what we're going to be experiencing. All right, we're on the new trail, the Moss Lake Trail, and I just want to show you what it looked like. It goes about 2.5 miles, and man, the volunteers that did this, you know, we thank you very much, because that is a lot of work to bring hand tools in, because you can't bring any power tools into the Boundary Waters. So these guys came in with hand tools and put this trail in so it can connect, and so you can do a loop up with the Border Route Trail, so you can do one big loop. So we really appreciate all the hard work that you guys did. This is what the trail looks like. It's you know, because it's a new trail, so it isn't too bad. I haven't seen any blowdowns. So yeah, it's pretty open. It's nicer than I thought. I didn't think it was going to be this nice of a trail, but it's a very nice trail. So cool in here. Easy trail. It's rocky, a lot of rocks, little hills, and some areas it's, you know, because it rained, it's muddy. So you have to take your time in some areas, but other, you know, like right up ahead where I'm heading, you could pretty much cruise pretty quick through here. So it's really, really well done. Really nice. We got up this morning about 4 o'clock and headed up here and got a little breakfast at Grand Marais and got our permit, and now we're on the trail. Been looking forward to this for a long time, and it's good. It's very good to be back on that trail. I missed it. It's morning time. Didn't film much yesterday because of it was just a fog that was just settled in all day, and it's still here today. We're coming up today to some real nice vista, and I'm really worried about not being able to see. We're on this border route trail, and there's about 7 vista overlooking Canada, and I was really looking forward to viewing them, but we looked at one yesterday, and well, let me show you what it looks like here. As you can see, we're out on this lake, next to this lake here, and if you look across this middle part of the lake, you can just see it's just fog. This is how it was all day yesterday too. And if you look at the lake, it's not a breeze. Not even a breeze yesterday. It's just this fog settled in. This fog settled in, and it just sat here all day, and it's still here today. So we're hoping that a wind will kick up and lift this fog out of here. We're on the border route trail right now. We came through the Moss Lake Trail, and it was a brand new section of trail. It wasn't bad, but the only thing, the mosquitoes were horrendous. Just clouds of them. We didn't, we couldn't even stop to rest, because if you just stopped to rest a little bit, you'd be fighting these mosquitoes. Here it ain't too bad. We've got a few here, but otherwise, it was crazy. I think this is the worst I've ever seen it up here. We come up early this time of the year, because there's time we come up here where there's ice just getting off the lake. If the winter's late, but this time, it must have been came off early, so had a huge hatch of mosquitoes, and so we had to deal with that. But otherwise, it's been a great trip so far. Just wet. As you can see, you can hear the rain on my Cuban tarp. Over there is Runner's hammock. This is his first time sleeping in a hammock. I'll wait till he wakes up to see how it went. I'm sure he slept great after that trek we had yesterday. The map said it was probably about 8 miles, 7-8 miles we had, but Runner had a Fitbit on, and it said 11 miles, and it felt more like 11 miles. And they get to this campsite off the border route trail, it said 0.3 miles, but man, it was longer than that, and it's a lot of blow down and coming down a steep ravine and little creeks he had to cross, and just even to get to this campsite, about an hour before dark, this kid comes in, this young man, and he's seen us in this campsite, and he thought that if we didn't share it or whatever, but it looked like he was going to cry when he seen us, because he was wiped. And we told him, come on in and set up camp, and then yeah, so yeah. Crazy, man, crazy. We're up here on the Border Route Trail, and as you can see down below is Rose Lake. This is the border of Minnesota and Canada, and as if you can see across there, that's all Canada. And you can see how high this cliff is up here. It's a huge wall that runs right down the border of Minnesota and Canada. I think that the USA put this wall up here to keep the Canadians out. Yeah, so far we came back here. We haven't seen any moose. We haven't seen any bears. Haven't seen any wildlife, but except for these two Canadians that crossed the border here. They climbed that big wall here, so we're calling immigrations right now to send them back to Canada.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them.
Don't you know?
We've escaped.
And here's where the trail continues. You can see it's underwater all through this trail, border route trail. The border route trail, we had a lot of trees that are bent over, as you can see there over the trail, but this one has, it has to be about maybe 2 feet deep of water there that we have to cross. So what we're going to do is go around it, but yeah, to say the least, it's a good trail. It's a little difficult in most places, but otherwise it's just beautiful. A lot of old growth up here, and we've seen those vistas. We're working our way to another vista that comes down the hill to the stairway portage. I'm looking forward to seeing. There's a beautiful waterfall, so we're heading down that way and trying to make our way through all this brush here. So we'll see you there. Let's see if we can watch Runner make it without slipping in the drink.
All dry.
You made it.
Yeah.
Well, we're on the Caribou Rock Trail. It's a real tough trail. Goat Trail is coming up, very rocky. I like it though. It's really pretty trail. It's interesting, but it's a tough trail. As you can look down there, we came way over that way, and we had to climb up that hill. Then we came all the way down towards the lake, and then came around this way all the way down. And then we had to climb all the way back up to here. So yeah, it's a tough trail, but it's a beautiful trail. I really like it. I like it a lot. What do you think, Runner? You all right?
Great trail, yeah. I think we should run down and come back up.
So we're heading to Moss Lake campsite. It's pretty windy out there, and hopefully no one's there. We were gonna stay by the stairway or stair trail, or was it stairway trail portage, right by that waterfall, but there was a lot of people, so we thought we might as well push through and come to Moss Lake campsite there and camp there for the night. So we'll meet you over there. Well, it's morning time and we're at the Moss Lake campsite. You know, the hammock that I'm using here is the Dutch makes it. It's the half-wood hammock, and what I like about it, it's very light. I think it weighs about 10 ounces. It has a bug netting that goes halfway through that you can pull out. And but what I did with it, I kind of modified it with it. I put a carabiner on here. So if you wanted to take this off, you just bring this carabiner like this and then push this down like this. And then you just lay in it like a regular hammock. Very comfortable. It has knotty mods on there, so you can, it's real windy, so you can pull that out or you can tighten this up. It has them on both sides, up and down, and way up here too. I'm stretching here. So you can adjust it to fit you, because everyone likes their hammocks adjusted a little bit different to get that sweet spot. I slept very well in it. It was very comfortable. It's a nice little hammock. Very lightweight. Packability is amazing. It's just pack it to nothing. It's an excellent hammock. So if you're looking for like a ultralight hammock with you know, need a full bug net, and you guys, it was really a buggy up here. It was super buggy. Here's a half-wood hammock in a stuff sack. What I really like about it, it's super light, but if you can see, you can just compact this thing down. Sorry about that, trying to get a good picture, but you can compact it down to pretty much nothing. Great little hammock, very, very nice hammock. I definitely recommend it, especially if you guys are ultralight campers. This is just a great little hammock. You come in an area in the summertime when you get a lot of insects, bugs, and gnats, and black flies. The tarp that I'm using on this trip, and I'll use this tarp from late spring all the way till late fall. It's a Cuban fiber tarp. It's a Winter Palace by Hammock Gear. It's a big tarp. It's across is 10.5 feet and 11 feet ridge line. Really like this tarp. Lightweight, weighs 8 ounces. You can get them, you know, smaller tarp, or you know, for lightness on it if you want a lighter one. But when you're up here in northern Minnesota and you got a lot of bad weather, like right now, you can see the wind is just blowing in from the lake. Would have had it on porch mode on this side. The lake, we're right next to the lake. We're probably about 10 feet from the lake, but it rained this whole trip. It just rained, and we thought it was going to rain tonight, but it didn't. But I had this down because it's so windy. But this is my view from here, and I don't know if you can see where the lake is from there. But I can tell you, I really love this tarp. I like you can see through it. And like yesterday, the stars came out, just so I could see the stars last night. So that was cool. And with the lightness, it just lights it up because the light just transfers right through it. So. Runner's taking his war bonnet his war bonnet Superfly and stuffing it in snakeskin. And then you can see down there is his Blackbird hammock from War Bonnet also. And he uses the cinch buckle. He's got a little carabine on there. And what's great with this, it's so easy to put up, you know, but this is one piece, it's all on there. The only drawback is if it's wet, the straps will get wet, but he will do is put baggies on it and keep it from touching the hammock so that it doesn't get the hammock wet. So this is his first time sleeping in a hammock. Runner, what do you think?
I think it's great compared to sleeping on the ground in a tent, and I do believe that once you learn it, it's pretty easy to get up and down. So just a learning curve, but once you got it down, it goes up really quick and actually comes down pretty fast too, much quicker than a tent any day of the week, and it's much more comfortable also. So I really, really like it.
So we converted you?
You have converted me over to a hammock camper, without a doubt. This would be the only way to go, and I wouldn't even call it roughing it anymore. This is this is like the Hilton between trees, if you think about it that way. Yeah, and I think anybody can learn to do it, and it's quite effective and quite comfortable. I sleep very, very well on this. In spite of a very windy night, it was very, very comfortable.
There you go. We converted another ground dweller into sleeping in between the trees, hammock camping. So pack up and head out. We're gonna get back to the car and go and get something to eat. This was a great trip. It was a challenging trip. This loop that goes around up to the Border Route Trail. You start off on, well, you come in a little bit on the Caribou Rock Trail, then you take a left and head on this new trail, the Moss Lake Trail, to Long Lake Trail, to Border Route Trail, and then you come back down this real challenging trail that we're on now, Caribou Rock Trail.